is really humid here in Colorado right now, so I've got awesome frizziness that I have fixed, and it is not going away. So we just get crazy wild hair today. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, I'm Mary, and today we're going to talk about under eyes for maturing skin. Now you notice that the under eye trend, when people would apply their concealer, it used to be this huge triangle. Now it's these two dots. But I want to show you how I do my under eye and how it is the best technique for just minimal texture and great coverage, and it just helps to create the illusion of a really bright under eye. So I'm gonna actually just remove this side because this is more my problem side. This one I get a lot of freckle pooling right here and a little bit on the outer edge. Go ahead and wash off what I've got so you can kind of see what I deal with, and it's really not bad. I know that I have had years where it has been much worse for sure, but I just want to kind of show you what I do. I'm going to go ahead and re-moisturize underneath my eye. Just pick your favorite moisturizer. My favorite is it's Saint Cream. It's a moisturizing cream. It's the best face cream I've ever used on my face, and my skin will tell you. So I'm just going to go ahead and moisturize that area. That's really, really important. That's going to help eliminate texture when you're doing your under eye, because a lot of times, especially if you get eye bags or if you're just dehydrated in general, you can get some scaly, flaky skin under here, and when you put makeup on top of that, it is not going to look good. It's going to actually enhance texture. It will enhance like your eye bag area specifically. So the eye bag is typically just like a shadow that goes along right here. Now mine is a little bit of shadow, but a lot of vein. This is a vein. Some of this is shadowing, and then some of this is freckle pooling. It's just basically where all the freckles kind of coagulate and come together. But when you have, say, the puffiest part of the eye bag right here, if you do not moisturize that before you get into the makeup, it is not going to do you any favors. So be sure that you are doing that. That's like almost as important, if not more important, than the makeup technique that I'm going to show you as well. My Saint Compact, it is magnetic. I've got all my creams on the top layer, and then I've got all my shadows on the bottom layer. But I am actually going to be using Aura, which is this color right here. It's this one. I do Sunlit. This is Sunlit, and I do that one when I am a little bit darker. I'm going to dip into Aura. Now, a handful of you have ordered Aura since my last video. When you are picking your shade, make sure that the shade is just a little bit lighter than your natural skin color, because this is my main foundation shade right here. This color right here. This is Candlelit, and this is what I put on my main areas. But for my under eye, I do Aura because it's just a shade lighter than my main shade. And also, Aura has a little bit of a yellowish, kind of orangish undertone, and it really fights these blues, and it actually helps with the freckling because there's some blue in this freckling as well, and some purples. That's really good for that. So if you are like a warm toned person, I would suggest Sunlit, or even if you're even darker than that, you could even do Mango as your under eye concealer. Ultimately, if you need help picking out shades, let me know. I do a free color match consultation for anybody that wants it, and I can help you pick out shades for your entire face, or if you have a specific blemish or some discoloration and you're not quite sure what shade to pick out, let me know in the comments, and I would be happy to do a color match for you. I will also link a form down below. That is my color match form. So I'm gonna go with my Multitasker brush. If you have not seen my brush video, go watch the one I just posted last week. And this is a brush that I use for detail. So this is the brush I like to use when I want to get down and nitty gritty in the specific areas underneath my eyes. So I'm gonna tap into that Aura color just a tiny, tiny bit on the tip of my brush. You can barely even see it. This is very pigmented, so you don't need very much. I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna find the kind of some of the pooling right here. In certain lighting, you can see it better than others. And I'm just gonna touch the problem areas. I am not going to put a whole big dot right here, a big dot out here, because I am trying to minimize texture and minimize any touching or any coloring in general in that area. Now, if I want to do my inner eye, I wipe that out too, but I'm not going to do that right now. And then I'm just going to kind of touch along this vein. And I am touching so lightly so as not to disturb the skin, because if your skin is like mine, it has a tendency to flush, get red whenever you touch it too much. So I want to avoid that as much as possible. And another really key point when it comes to doing the under eyes, try not to put any makeup on your eye bag if that's what you're tackling. Now, if you have dark circles on your eye bag and then under here you have your shadow from your eye bag, then tackle those dark circles with a color corrector, and that would be something to offset the depth of that color. So usually dark eye circles are blue or purple. So I would suggest, especially if they're very dark, I would suggest a Sunlit or a Mango if you have a warm undertone. But you can also try the Aura Sunlit if you're lighter, kind of like me. If you need help picking a shade, let me know. Now I'm going to go over here to this vein, and I'm just tapping a tiny bit of color. Now this is a double-sided brush, so I'm just going to flip over to the paddle side. Just kind of press that in. I'm not smearing or swiping. I'm more just kind of tapping and blipping. Is that a word for this? It is now. That's how I do my under eye. Now the last step for this, after I have tapped that color on, is I'm going to go in and set it with a powder. Now with maturing skin, this is very important. I cannot just bake underneath my eyes. My skin is too, I've got too much skin, too much movement underneath my eyes, and my eyes are maturing, underneath my eyes are maturing too much for me to just go and bake, because it would look crusty, it would look crinkly, it would not look good. I'm going to go ahead and set with my setting powder. I just have a pressed setting powder in my magnetic compact, and it's just pressed and it's translucent and it's lightweight, and I'm going to tap it onto that pointed side as well. I'm just going to go ahead and put the powder on the areas that I put makeup on. If you have to do any color correction on the eye bag itself, make sure you put some powder on the eye bag. Because what happens is if our eye bag is bright, it's going to draw attention. Light draws attention, and having the powder on it is more of a matte. It's going to retract that attention from that area. So if you have to put anything on your eye bag like I did, make sure you put some of that powder on there, and it will draw that eye bag back. It will not bring it forward, okay? I'm just going to press some more powder on here. I'm going to touch it, make sure there's nothing tacky. That's what the powder's doing. It's helping to set it, and as well as hold it in place all day. And these are creams, so they are going to be one of the best types of formulas you can do for the under eye. So important on the under eye. If you are using a powder foundation for your under eye and you have maturing skin and you're wondering why it looks kind of flaky and dry, it's because it's powder. If you can get a cream foundation, not liquid, a cream foundation like the ones I'm using, then and apply that, it is going to hydrate, it is going to flatter your under eye so well, I can't even begin to describe it. So that is it. That is the finished product. You can see how I just transformed that under eye for maturing skin, and those are some tips that you can go and use in your own makeup routine for your maturing under eye. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. Your support it means the world to me, and I love making these videos. I really enjoy it. So if there is anything that you guys want to know or learn about, or something that you like that I do, let me know, and I would be happy to do a video on it. I will see you guys next week. Be sure to like and subscribe, and bye. What is the word I'm looking for? Oh my gosh, I have a brain fart.